Hi, my book talk today is about The Double Life of Zoe Flynn, written by Janet Lee Carey. This genre is realistic coming of age. There are 233 pages, and the copyright is 2004. Zoe Flynn and her family live in a wonderful old house in a small town in California. When her professor father loses his job and his bookstore closes, the family's forced to leave the only home that Zoe has ever had, and along with her best friend Kellen. The family sells most of their possessions, stores the rest, along with the family dog, with her father's former partner. They head north, camping and living out of their van until her father lands a part-time job as a professor in the small town of Scout River, Oregon. Due to financial setbacks, the family continues to live in the van on the outskirts of town. Zoe and her brother attend the local school, and she finds a friend in Aaliyah. Aaliyah is a Muslim who lives with her parents, her brother, and her grandmother in a cozy house in town. Zoe spends many happy evenings at Aaliyah's house, but can't invite her to hers. On top of everything, there's a local policeman who seems to be following her. She's terrified that he'll discover the family's secret, that they are homeless and living above the cemetery. Zoe decides that she can't stay in Scout River, and with money she's earned, she hops a bus to her old hometown. Zoe is a 12-year-old who's wise beyond her years, but still wants the same things every other 12-year-old wants: a home, friends, and a sense of belonging. She thinks that nothing will ever fill the hole in her heart that opened when she left her beloved bedroom and her best friend behind. I found myself being angry at her parents for putting the family in this position. Even Zoe thought that her father could have found a job in town. As she and her father discussed why they were moving, she asked him about some of the town's employers. There's no work for me here in Tillerman, and none any driving distance from here. You know I've tried. She did know how hard he looked. Still, she had to ask, what about the college? I wasn't the only faculty member to be laid off last year. I'm afraid they're still in a slump over there. The library? Tried that. Tillerman Hardware? It's closing down next month. Zoe's eyes open wide. What will Mr. Yamamoto do? I don't know, honey. Maybe he'll have to move to another town like us. Zoe didn't mention the one McDonald's in town. Vegetarians weren't into flipping burgers for a living. Zoe knew that her father wouldn't consider working at McDonald's, but she saw it as a possibility, even if he didn't. I give this book 4 stars. The author poignantly conveys the despair that Zoe feels leaving her home and the burden of keeping the family secret. I took off a star because of the references in the text to characters in books that the reader may not be familiar with. One reference I am familiar with was to Charlie in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but most of them were characters from science fiction and that is a genre I'm not overly familiar with. Otherwise, I recommend this book for ages 10 to 15. Thanks.